Hey everybody! Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Lorenzo, our trader of the month for the month of March, who is eager to share with us his trading experiences and his journey at Unger Academy. Hey Lorenzo, how you doing?
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much.
All right, so let's start with you telling us a little bit about yourself, your career, and what you do in life.
Sure. I'm a consultant, primarily in management control, focusing on costing, industrial product costs, business planning, and analytical financial forecasting. So I deal with economics all day, although this is definitely not connected to trading. I mean, it might seem so, but in reality, they are entirely different fields. The part of my job that has helped me in trading is that I use Excel extensively, including its programming features, which have been very useful in learning to develop trading systems.
Certainly. And of course, also having a bit of a scientific mindset, I believe.
Yes, exactly.
Great. And what challenges did you face before you joined our program?
Well, I began trading in the early 2000s when the tech boom was at its peak, and any tech stock you bought was pretty much a guaranteed moneymaker. Then the bubble burst, and I got caught up in it. So I took a break from trading for a couple of years. I did start again later with mixed results, but overall I can't really complain. But for sure, I wasn't really pulling in great results. In 2017, a friend introduced me to commodities and how to invest in them, especially by following their seasonal trends. You know, all commodities have their own seasonality. For example, agricultural products may have more pronounced seasonal patterns, but even energy and metals have their seasons of rise and fall. I capitalized on this seasonality and made good money until I took a hit with natural gas. I encountered significant troubles when gas prices skyrocketed between 2020 and 2021, likely due to geopolitical maneuvers aimed at driving up prices. Anyway, I was shorting gas based on its seasonal trends, and that's where I got burned. And that is when I decided to take a course with the Unger Academy. I started with a one-year target in September 2021, but fell off track for various reasons. But later, I decided to try again and enrolled in the From Zero to Trader in 8 Weeks program. I was lucky to find an excellent coach, Federica, who helped me overcome several minor yet critical challenges I faced. And once I got past those hurdles, well, I was back on track and ready for live trading. Ironically, over the past years, I had already developed some trading systems. However, it was fortunate that I hadn't gone live with them. Indeed, when I tested them again and evaluated their out-of-sample performance, I realized that only 3 or 4 of them were actually working, while the others fell apart immediately after I finished developing them. This experience taught me the importance of waiting at least 3 to 4 months or so to decide on the effectiveness and robustness of a trading system. Because otherwise, well, the risks can be higher.
How was your experience with the dedicated coach?
Oh, it was excellent. Federica is highly skilled and really understood my advanced level. In fact, instead of taking 8 weeks, we completed the program in just 4 weeks because she recognized my proficiency and we were able to speed up the process. She helped me overcome the issues that were holding me back, and I was trading on my own after just 4 weeks. And it's evident because I signed up for the program at the beginning of February, and by March, I was already Trader of the Month. So I definitely didn't spend more than 4 weeks in training. However, I don't want people to think it is always that easy. Look, I had a head start because I had already completed the one-year target program and only needed to address some specific issues.
Right, it's probably a bit challenging for a complete newcomer, but thankfully our coaches are pretty adept at working with learners at all levels, even absolute beginners. Anyway, Lorenzo, your path's amazing. Your journey's been amazing. 4 weeks and fully equipped to go live. Wow. And what drove you to choose our program over others available in the market?
Well, I discovered Andrea Unger while trading commodities back in 2017. While researching, I learned about the World Championships of Commodity Trading and checked out the previous winners. There was Larry Williams, who had an incredible run, making, I think, even as much as $1 million. And then I noticed the name of Andrea Unger, who had won the championships 4 times. And I thought, wow, he's really impressive. And given the name, well, I kind of assumed he was probably from Germany. And then right around 2017, a former student of yours, Serafini, won the same championship. I watched an interview with Serafini discussing how he'd reached those heights, crediting Andrea Unger's training programs and highlighting their benefits. And that stuck with me. Although I wasn't looking for a course at the time, since I was doing well, I remembered it, because if he could succeed, clearly the course was effective. So when I hit a snag with the gas situation, well, I decided it was time to stop going at it alone and start getting serious by taking the Unger Academy training program. Later on, I opted for a second program because, well, you see, I recognized that the system was sound and it was working. But I needed further assistance to complete what I hadn't been able to do on my own.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Besides the dedicated coaching, was there another aspect of our program that really helped you?
Certainly. The parts of the one-year target program that resonated with me the most were the chapters on programming, which I found easy due to my proficiency with Excel. And the logic was similar. If this, then that, which made the systems conceptually similar, though not identical. And then Chapter 3 on optimizing a trading system and the steps involved. Because beginners often only look at the profit. I've learned that profit isn't everything. There are other metrics that are critical when developing and optimizing a trading system. Understanding these also greatly helped me select the systems that performed well in March.
And what specific results have you achieved since applying what you learned from a program?
Well, the first and most immediate result was the significant profit I made in March. April wasn't as strong, though, but it still ended positively, which I'm happy about. Consistently ending in the black is important, even if the gains are smaller than in March. It's unrealistic to expect every month to match the success of March, but I'm pleased with my progress.
We'll see what the future holds in the months to come.
Hopefully.
Okay. And how's achieving these results changed your life, both in terms of financially and in terms of your understanding?
Honestly, not much has changed. I already have a good income from my job, so the trading profits are currently being reinvested in trading. Financially, there's been no major change. As for awareness, yes, there's been a slight boost. It's comforting to know that I'm competent which has been reassuring. But I remain grounded and cautious, mindful of past setbacks, and aware of potential risks and of what could happen.
Fantastic. Where do you think you'd be now if you hadn't joined our program?
I'd probably have quit, honestly. The highs and lows can be overwhelming and very hard to manage and accept, especially the lows. Like in the early 2000s, I would have given up. Maybe I'd have tried again, and likely given up once more after the next downturn.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster of emotions.
Exactly. Emotions are always hard to manage and can really deceive you. Sometimes you close a winning position too soon just to secure a gain and keep a losing one open, thinking, it'll bounce back. And that's what happened with the gas. And it was a disaster. I should have cut my losses much earlier.
Okay, got it. And finally, what would you say to those watching this interview and are on the fence as to whether or not to sign up for the program?
Well, I strongly recommend this program, as the method taught is really very useful. It also helps to remove emotions from trading. Since you can trade in an automated way, you're less likely to get swept up in the moment. You just check in occasionally during the day, maybe with the strategy checker, and review what happened in the evening without getting carried away by emotions. For instance, this April, I experienced a significant downturn, but I wasn't overwhelmed. I thought, hey, I've made gains before. I'll make them back. And I did, by the end of the month, closing with a profit. April ended positively, and that's a good outcome. And like Serafini before me, I highly endorse it. Unger's advantage is that he's not just theorizing. He's a trader who has actually competed and won. He's not just an expert in theory, like many books teach. He has practical experience. I've read countless trading books and can assure you this is something entirely different. Andrea has been in the trenches. He's won championships, and his advice is effective. So what I can say to everyone who's interested is just go and try it out. The cost might seem off-putting at first, but considering my results in just 1 month, it is definitely worth it.
Thank you so much, Lorenzo, for your time and your insight. Look forward to seeing you as Trader of the Month again, maybe even Trader of the Year.
Fingers crossed.
Thanks so much. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.